That'll do. That'll do. Peg 20. Yeah, that's where the carp are. They normally feed there.
Are you happy with that?
So yeah, we'll be good there. Yeah, have a good day. Mixing the ground bait, literally 1 part ground bait to 1 part water with this mix. Literally put the whole lot in straight away with this mix, get it round so it looks really nasty, and then we've got to leave it to dry before we riddle it. This particular mix basically takes loads of water, absolutely loads. Nice and heavy when it goes in. Want to chuck after that. Right, so basically then, over wet the ground bait, get it through a riddle. You want it so that it really struggles to go through, so it's really sort of claggy and nasty really. It will dry out throughout the day, and obviously I'll have to put a bit more water with it, but that's perfect consistency really, but it just obviously needs to go through a riddle. And if you was on like McGregor's peg or Jimmy Brooks's peg or something, you wouldn't have to do it. There's that many fish, but in mine you have to do it properly, you see. So basically then that will sit on the bottom nice and heavy, catch an 8-pounder every cast really. That's the theory. So basically you're going to start on hard pellets, put some ground bait across and on the near side. They're going to feed in shallow water if they do feed. Just wait and see what the match pans out like really. Maggot short, top kit +2. And that's basically it really. See how it pans out. We'll have to adjust a few rigs and adjust the feeding patterns, but you've got to have a starting point somewhere along the line. And that is my chosen bait. So basically to try and get it as level as I can. Obviously like to stop back pain and stuff. Your back soon starts hurting if that's not right. This is the DAIWA 500. This is the second one. I prefer this one, to be fair. Nice and light. You don't want your gear being too heavy. Brand spanking new ones, these. Yeah, they are. Yeah, these are the 4-leg. You get a 4-leg and you get a 6-leg. I went for 2 4-legs. I just didn't really see the need to get the real big ones, but saying that, I'll probably get a couple. I'll have to play about with them. That'll be your job. Alex taught you, didn't he? That's why you're probably struggling. Basically then, we're just setting the pole up. At the moment that's far too high, so we've got to get it so that the pole is running about with my elbow. So we will lift this up. You watch it all fall off. There we go. Right, basically, just going to put a bit of ground bait on my maggot line short, I like doing that just to sort of make a bit of a mess to start with. Then I'm going to start throwing some maggots over that straight away. This is where they can be quite big fish on here. I'm not gonna put any ground bait anywhere else and then just go straight out for a bite. Starting on hard pellets across, well, just off the bank really. It's quite a good method on here. Get in there. Nearly dropped half my bait out then. Yeah. Yeah, it should happen straight away really. You'll sort of be gauged by what happens. If you go in and you don't get a bite here, then you sort of know that you've got to be a bit careful. I've started with the line a little bit longer really, just because the wind keeps getting up, but that's gone pretty flat calm now. I've made the mistake plenty of times of cutting it all down and the wind gets up and then you have to put line on, and there's a fish there straight away. There's a line up. See that? That's a line bite. Just reposition that rig. No, no. Oh, it nearly done me then. You're going to see some brilliant netting skills today. I'll miss it about 15 times. I think this elastic might be a bit undergunned really. That's what I mean about changing and adapting as you banging the top lip, that one. Couple of pound that. Right, basically just repeat the process. A few pellets, 5 or 6 4mm, little 4mm on a band. They're there straight away, you see. As soon as that's gone in, look. So they're coming straight to the noise, which is a good sign. Look, the rig's gone on the back of a fish there. So what can happen here is you can get too many line bites, and then you have to go further across if they keep doing this, which I have got a line for it. See, the wind's getting up now, so I was going to change the length of the line, but I think I'm going to keep it the same. Literally just 6 or 7 4-mils. Try and feed probably 4 at a time, 5 at a time. That looks better. Feels better. Yeah, I think we've sussed it now. Feels about right. That one's in the mouth. This one shouldn't come off. Watch it ping off now. No, come back. See how the head shakes with the elastic, goes like that? That means it's in the mouth. These are the ones you're after. There's a lot of these in here. They get a lot bigger than that as well. You tend to catch them down the sides later on. But we'll take them now. Every time I come back in, I'll feed these maggots. Literally, as I've had that one that I foul hooked, the rest have been in the top lip, so I'm not going to change anything now. Just keep repeating the process until something changes, whether you foul hook them or you don't get any bites. But it's looking pretty all right at the moment. Too eager beaver. I'll have to have another pint. Calm me down a bit. This is where you've got to get your rollers right. You want that pole about this height so that your pole isn't too high up in the air. So it brings the fish too high too early. It just causes problems. If it's not hooked right, it can ping off and break the rig. That's in the mouth, that one. I mean, they're not massive, but they're bites early doors. Top lip, get in there. Right, let's see how this goes. Normally I'd fish a muddy rig, but that one's not long enough, so sort of adapting with this really. Who said we want to be prepared? soon as I get out there, the wind gets up. But look, there's a bit more float showing. Be able to read a proper bite. That's how you want it. You don't want it to keep moving. See how that float keeps moving all about? Literally. I can't set them down at the minute. They're just coming straight to it, but pushing the rig everywhere. That seems a bit better, he says. It's in the mouth. That's a good start. I might just have to feed my bait and just be a bit more patient, really, instead of trying to expect it to happen too quick. You what, sorry? No. Come in. Make something happen now, because this ain't going how I wanted it to go. I'm gonna put some bait in. I'm gonna go on the maggot line. I'm gonna put some bait in there. Like I say, I don't, there's enough fish there, but just while I'm not on it, that'll keep a few living around. No, that's the only one. Basically just resting that line over there, sort of. It won't really go into plan. So this is the other line that I'm looking to catch on. It might be too early, but at the same time, with how they're feeding, they might come in this early. It's just a case of you got to settle them down without having to foul up so many. So there's a lot of fish in the peg. You can see that. It's being on the right line at the right time. I think this one's in the mouth. Watch it ping off. But now I've said that. F1 that is. Couple of pound. Right. Yeah. My match slightly due to the wind. Plenty of fish across. I literally just cannot present a rig properly long enough to catch one in the mouth. It looks a bit flat calm now, but it just keeps getting up and causing me all sorts of trouble. So I've gone down the edge. I've fed some ground bait, a few micros with a worm on the hook, and the odd one keeps coming in like that. But it's still early days, but I'm catching a few now. They're better fish, and we've just got to hope and pray that an odd one keeps coming in. But now I've said that, it looks flat calm looking. You can fish 16 metres one-handed, but it's the way it goes, I suppose. You'll never guess, Andy. I reckon that's trying to say something to me. Yeah. Cheeky sod, that one. He said, tell John Payne he'll never be good enough to catch him. God blimey. Cheeky sod, that one. So basically, I've got a little bit of a theory when it comes to fishing. I believe that fishing is very, very similar to poker, with the fact of match fishing. It feels almost like everyone starts on different lines, which to me sort of says, like, for instance, if I start really short, I believe it's going to be quite a good day, and I've got a very good hand, i.e., you know, pocket kings or something, pocket aces, and then as the match goes along, sort of every hour goes by. So if you break the match down into hour segments, it feels like the next hour I might be on the wrong line, but if I catch a few fish on that line, people are sort of following the lead sometimes if they're not quite sure what they're doing, and then all of a sudden it can turn into a bit of a bluff, because people can come off what they're doing, which probably would have been a better hand than what I'm playing, but it works out in your favour because they're messing their lines up for the whole aspect of them watching you. Is basically the same way as what I'd play poker, really. I know it's a bit of a weird way of looking at things, but it's sort of, I do, like now I feel like I haven't got the best hand here whatsoever, but nobody else has really got the best cards and no one's really catching. So when a few comes in, you get a little run, but carp fishing for you, isn't it? What a beers. Won't make that mistake next time. Yeah. We won't be making that mistake again.
Minute left, buddy. Come on, one more. No pressure.
No pressure.
Just the countdown. What are you doing?
That's it. Yes, because I only had 2 maggots on. Should have had 3. The end. The rigs today I use for down the edge. 0.4 RW Muddy, set at 19 inches. Just a standard bulk, no different than what anyone else does really. Just to a size 14 Kaizen with the new purple hybrid, DAIWA that is. Pretty standard rig really, nothing, you know, it's nothing different to what anyone else uses. Just a large guru pot feeding ground bait and micros, 50-50 down the edge. My maggot rig, white hydro, a little 4x10 Malman float. I think that's a doob, one of the new ones. Just to a bulk, 4-inch hook length. Size 16 Kaizen again. That was all right, but was never really great. And then my across rig ended up like that. So basically that weren't very good, but that was literally just a 4x12 little doob, hard pellets. It was okay, but the winds really killed us today. We was never going to do anything across there really. In hindsight, probably should have fished some casters at 11 metres, but the only thing with that is normally they get going really well when the edges start to catch, so it's catch-22 really. So I haven't fished the best match, but I certainly haven't fished the worst, but we'll see how we get on. Cheers, mate. Yeah, that's it. Right, so we've weighed 138 pound. Not enough to win today. Lake fished really well considering the conditions, how hot it was and everything. It's been a 160 and about 140 some odd. But yeah, it's typical rookery really. You get a day's fishing wherever you go. Just hopefully, like, you know, give you a bit of an insight in what the little methods and that to do here really. It's no different anywhere else, to be fair. It's just a cracking venue with a good bunch of lads and plenty of fish to be caught really.